Hi, I'm Patty Spakian from Rare Properties, and today I'd like to introduce you to our lender, our mortgage partner, Trey Linder from Movement Mortgage. Trey, welcome.
Thank you.
And I thought it would be a great idea for us to just discuss today for my buyers and anybody out there just thinking of buying or selling real estate, why they should come to Movement Mortgage versus any other, your average lender out there.
One of the biggest keys that we do at Movement Mortgage is we underwrite within the first day of submitting a loan.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know most of the lenders out there, banks or other mortgage companies, do that right before closing, which is always so stressful.
Yeah.
As an agent, it's stressful on me. It's stressful. I try and not stress out my clients, but it's very, very upsetting toward the end when they just right before they think they're going to close and they go to underwriting. So you do that up front.
We do it all up front. An underwriter will be assigned to the loan, and within 6 hours of submitting the loan, we have an underwriter approval. That approval will consist of final closing conditions, which should not change until the date of closing. Of course, we will have to send it back to final underwriting, but as soon as we get those
but the base, everything, the hard questions, everything's already answered.
Exactly.
So then basically when I send you my buyer or prospective buyer, and he goes through this underwriting process in the beginning, you can actually say to me, all right, Patty, he is approved for A, B, C, D, and that's an actual amount. It's not you're pulling something out of a hat, you're pulling it out of thin air. You're actually giving me a really good number for me to go out and show him homes.
And one of the great things is you don't even have to have a house picked out. If you want one of your clients that are really close on income or credit,
right.
And they don't have a house picked out, we can still get that loan in front of an underwriter, where a lot of banks wouldn't do that.
Now, your company, are you new? How long have you been in the area? Because I know you are growing tremendously since we've been partnered up this past year.
Yeah, I've been with the company since January of 2012, and I came on with the 2 market leaders. And we have grown from 6 branches to 26 branches since that time. In about a year period.
I know you're in California now. And
California and all sorts of states.
That's really good. Okay, Trey, now I thought what I'd like to really give my buyers an idea of what is the product, what do they need, what should they expect when I send them over and say, listen, you need to be pre-approved before you can look, I want to know what you qualify for. Once they make that phone call over to you, what should they expect when they get that, when you call them back and you speak to them?
Yeah, once I speak with your clients and I pull their credit, get their income information, I'm going to send them an items needed list.
Okay.
Once I get that items needed list and they pick out a house, we get a contract, I'm going to go ahead and submit that loan for underwriting. Within 6 hours, we'll have an underwriter approval from the loan submission. Sometimes it takes me a few hours to put it in. Usually it's the same day we'll get that loan approval back. Once we get that loan approval, our processor will take the file, work on the final conditions. He or she will send you an email of all the conditions that you'll need to get back to me, and we'll have 7 days to work on those conditions while he or she is ordering verification of employment, credit supplements, or anything else that we'll need for the loan. Once we hit that 7-day clear to close, we will go ahead and have it go through final underwriting and then 1 day to close.
That's amazing. And he really does. He's very, very good at his job. I know because I've sent you clients and they're very happy, and you're very quick at getting back to people. And even if it's something that you can't answer right away, you do the research and you get back to them. So I really, we have a really good relationship that way. And I know my clients feel comfortable.
Perfect.
And that's really, yeah, happy client at a closing is the key to a very good business. Hi, thank you for coming. My name is Patty Spakian from Rare Properties, www.rareproperties.biz. Our telephone number is 919-576-0345. Trey, his website is actually hooked up to ours, but just in case, why don't you give them your information?
You can contact me by email. My email address is trey.linder@movementmortgage.com, or by phone, 919-535-4712. Or you can visit my personal website at movementmortgage.com/trey.linder.
Okay, thanks so much, Trey.